Hi everyone! Today I'm decorating my dining room because I have some special friends stopping by. And if you've seen my previous October videos, you've already met one of them, maybe two of them. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Susan. So let's get started before they start arriving. So I decided I wanted to add birds to my decorations this year, and lots of them. So of course I had to make a tree for my birds to sit in. So I'm starting with this planter that I purchased from Amazon, and I'm just using a piece of scrap wood to raise my flower pot. Next, I'm adding this for two reasons. One, to take up some space, and two, the styrofoam will help hold my tree in place, my branch, my branch in place. Next, I'm going to be using this great stuff. It's for gaps and cracks. And this stuff will continue to rise as it's drying, so just be aware of that. If you ever use it, you'll see what I mean in just a minute. I added these rocks to weight down my container because the foam was pushing it up as it was drying. And when I came back to check to see if it was dry, it had done this. It grew up the side of my pods. It was almost dry, but you can see right here it needed a little more time. Once it was completely dry, I added a branch from my yard and pressed it into the styrofoam, and then added more of this foam stuff, and it ended up taking 2 cans. And here's what it looked like when it was dry. Next, I added Spanish moss. I'm using these greening pins to hold it in place. Then I added a little bit of this green moss to the top just to give it some color. And now we get to add our birds. I tried to attach them to the tree by just using these little wires that they have attached to their feet, but it just wouldn't work. They kept falling. So I ended up adding a tiny bit of hot glue just to get them to stay and be secure. And I added a little bit of moss to cover up the wires and to just add a little extra to the tree. Originally, I was going to make 2 trees, but then I changed my mind, so I decided to add more branches to this one to help fill up the space. For the table, I'm going to start by adding these wood pieces down the center. And I'm adding these beautiful containers that I found at Marshall's. I picked these pumpkins up from Dollar Tree. I remembered I had these orange fairy lots from last year, and I thought they would look really good down the table. And I also added a string of white lights so I would have color options, or maybe just use them together. I grabbed these wood rounds to add a little bit of height to my decorations. Now I'm adding moss to the table to carry the theme throughout the room. So all of the moss hanging in the tree will now kind of flow down to the table. And the wood pieces I'm using just gives me a guide as to where my decorations need to be. And it also raises everything just a little. Then I went through my fall tub and found these white pumpkins. And after adding all of this moss, these spiders started coming out. Okay, so now I'm continuing with the green moss so that it matches the tree. I just love this pop of green. So now let's add our place settings. I love these plates. I found them at Home Goods, and the wood chargers I found at Kirkland's. And these wine glasses came from TJ Maxx. I also added these napkins and these black and white napkin rings that I made, and they were so easy and so much fun, and I'll add that video in the description in case you want to check that out. And then more birds. Okay, so moving on to the buffet or dining server. I found these frames at IKEA, and this beautiful print is from Amazon, and it's really, really good quality. Do y'all see it? Yep, I was like, oh no! So I had to take it apart and pull off the film. And then put it all back together. This one is a larger frame, but my print that I ordered for this one hasn't come in yet. So I just put a white poster board inside of it for now. I found this bottle of wine at World Market and I thought it was so cute. It says vampire and it has a little cape. It's so cute. And I've had these glasses for a while. I'm pretty sure that they came from Home Goods or TJ Maxx, one of those kind of stores. Next, I'm going to be adding some fun little containers. The inspiration for this piece came from Pottery Barn. And when I found this skeleton head, I knew it would be perfect. I ended up taking the orange pumpkin from the table because I thought it would look better by this picture. And I found this piece on clearance, which is always a win, and I love the color of it. And look, my little pumpkin. I showed how to make this in my previous video. And of course, we have to add more birds. And then I noticed more spiders showing up. I decided to add this netting, which of course should have been done first. But I just decide as I go along, so sometimes I have to do it backwards to get it just right. I added these leaves and these skeleton hands inside my jar to camouflage my framed poster board, but I actually don't even think it looks bad not having a picture inside. And at the time of editing this video, I still haven't received my picture yet. And we are not finished adding birds. These birds came well packaged. My first order came from a different company and was sent to our mailbox. Our mail person just crammed them into the box, and some of them were damaged. I guess they were having a bad day and they took it out on my birds. These particular birds were delivered to our house and they look perfect. And for this window above my picture, I added more sticks from my yard and more birds. With them setting up this high in the windowsill, I thought it kind of looked like they were sitting on a power line. And I replaced my orange pumpkin with this gorgeous green pumpkin. And because I thought it was so gorgeous, I also bought a white one. And then my guests started showing up. So I helped a few of my guests to their seats. I used this underneath them to protect my seats. It's just a piece of cardboard because they have very sharp bottoms. And I also used this ribbon to tie them to the chairs. I used it to keep my skeleton friends in place because I was worried they would fall over and take my plates with them. And I really like my plates and I didn't want them to end up broken. I thought it needed something framing the room, so I added these black creepy cloths, that's what they're called, and my son didn't want me on the ladder with the hammer. And if you watched my previous videos with me and ladders, you will understand. So he helped me out. And when he wasn't looking, I attempted to do it myself, but I ended up having to ask him to help me anyway. We're just using straight pins to hold this so it doesn't damage the walls. In this corner, I put a cedar wood block. This was actually a leftover piece of cedar from when we built our previous home, well, 2 houses ago. And I designed the floor plan and I picked out all of the finishes. Memories. Okay, back to decorating my dining room in this house. I added this jack-o'-lantern and added these lights. I put one inside the jack-o'-lantern and I put one behind the tree. And here's how it turned out. Yeah, I caught you.
Big piece of cheese.
What else you got in your hand there? You're stealing my decorations.